You're an evil overlord who has ruled over your dominion for ages. You're secret. Social services are well funded. Orphanages are places of love. The pediatric wings in hospitals are state of the art. Thanks to this, no child has the tragic backstory necessary to become the hero that defeats you. The Inquisitor was curious. Everywhere she traveled in the kingdom, the casual violence she'd experienced elsewhere seemed absent. Like realizing something is missing, but then not quite remembering what. After a few weeks of travel, looking in the high places and the low, wherever they could be found, the Inquisitor had come to the conclusion that these weren't really quite people she was seeing. They were happy. A feeling of safety and security in the most public of places led to people dancing freely with wild abandon with a good tune. Weekly gatherings of the local community. Beggars, homelessness, hunger, and prisons were non-existent. People took care of one another. "I'm trying to reach the ruler of this kingdom," she asked. A local man, a perfect stranger. She needed anonymity. No one else would tell her how it all worked. He looked at her and smiled. "Why? Why do you need to see him?" "Because I don't understand what sets this realm apart from the realm I come from." A holy man? He seemed to have a bit of that air about him to her eyes. "I see. Well, if you truly wish to understand, come with me." Doors opened. It still astonished the Inquisitor how smoothly the society operated when one was clear about where one was going. Just the right, minimum amount of effort, a straight line of action. It wasn't always perfectly timed, but it was close and it was almost magical. Very little wasted effort. The Inquisitor had been seated in silence for half an hour, idle thoughts running back and forth in her head. Curiosity, wonder, paranoia. Being alone with herself for so long, when was the last time she was able to think this clearly? A chime. The holy man returned. He held a leaf in each hand. "You have a few choices here. You may consume the leaf in my right hand. It's not as a potent experience, but it's a good start. The leaf in my left hand, that leads down the abyss and out the other side. Or you may choose both, or neither. Any choice I will continue to explain the best I can." The abyss? How badly did she need to know? To be sure. How brave in light of her own soul could she be? "And if I am brave?" "Then take both, and I will explain as much as I can for all that you are able." The Inquisitor nodded. "Then I will prepare the offering." The first leaf was in a tea, a low-level body relaxation. Anxiety didn't hold her body as much as it used to. Philosophical discussion with the holy man was light, but entertaining. This is a thrilling moment. Would she actually get to meet the man ruling over all this? The second leaf was an herb. Tingling sensations all over. The feeling was incredible. "Now, sit still, close your eyes, relax, and let the sensation wash over you." She could feel like her soul was slowly being lowered into a bath of light. She felt her body being immersed past her neck, up to the top of her head. Another sensation of a healing heat merging inside her head, between two halves. All that light accumulated to a single point at the top of her head. The holy man clapped his hands. Her eyes opened. "You have questions. You may ask 3 for now." The man in front of her was not the holy man she was before. His face and features seemed a bit distorted, almost dreamlike. "Who are you?" "A guide. I'll not let that one count." They smiled. "I want to meet the king of this kingdom." "You have." Confusion. "You've already met the king." More confusion. She'd been waiting for an answer to this burning question for so long. More riddles, more paradoxes. "What do you even mean?" Exasperation burst forth. The guide held up one finger and chuckled. "You've already met him. Or rather, He's already met you. Red eyes flared. Does no one speak plainly here? Oh, yes, we do. How did he know what I was going to say? You're in his realm. He has power here. Who? The king. With a little bit of help, of course. Who is the king? Don't worry so much about who he is. We're all together as one in this place. Then who rules over you? No one does. Then who are you? Nobody, nothing, and everyone and someone. The guide clapped his hands again. The figure across from the Inquisitor seemed like the holy man he was before. A sudden bite of anxiety. Was he the king? 3 questions. You've been given a gift of walking as one of us for a time. You'll know who to ask for help, and when. This story was written by Fragility X. Read by a Bag of Vicodin. Thank you for listening.